Obviously, one of the biggest indicators of a strong republic is the justice system. And everyone knows how corrupt ours was with Trump being convicted, but Andrew Cuomo, the former governor of New York, no less, was on Bill Maher's show and actually defended Trump. Take a look at this clip.
The trials in New York, you had Florida, Georgia, and 2 in New York. The 2 trials in New York, New Yorkers said, 66% said the justice system is politicized. And there's nobody in New York who likes Trump. And still, 66% said the justice system is politicized. That's why I think he's not paying the same price for these verdicts, because they believe it is political. And you want to talk about a threat to democracy. When you have this country believing you're playing politics with the justice system, and you're trying to put people in jail or convict them for political reasons, then we have a real problem.
Well, and I saw 2 stories in the paper today about the election. One is that Biden is slightly pulled ahead, although not in the states where it's going to matter, but nationally, which was news to me. And then the second one was fundraising. The trial in New York, the one he got convicted for, was the greatest fundraising bonanza ever. He was lagging behind Biden, and now he's pulled quite a bit ahead. That trial was the greatest reason people had to send their checks for 5, 10, 25, whatever dollars to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So this is the honesty from Democrats that we're missing. You can hate Donald Trump, sure. I get it. Some people hate Donald Trump. I don't personally hate him. I think that he was a good president for, 3 of the 4 years. I didn't agree with everything he did during COVID, but overall, definitely the best president of this century, as Vivek Ramaswamy has put it. You can hate him, though. I understand. You can say you won't vote for him. Sure, there's other options on the table. Again, I think you're a little crazy, but you could say that. But what you cannot say is that this conviction wasn't a sham. And the reason why I say that is because the consensus across the line with honest actors is so unbelievably close. They agree on this, unless they're a bad actor or just insanely politically motivated. But even Andrew Cuomo, who had so many problems with Donald Trump, is saying that this conviction was a sham. Now, I don't believe in the tyranny of the majority, as I talked about earlier. I just don't believe in that crap. Just because the majority believes something doesn't make it true. So I'm not saying that. However, when it comes to politics, because we are the people who vote, knowing that the majority believes something is important, practically speaking. Again, I'm not saying that it means that it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, practically speaking, it means something for our country. So what they're saying in this, when he says 66% of people in New York, a liberal state, believe that this was politically motivated, I think that is substantial. Because again, we are I'm talking it's substantial in terms of what's going to happen with the election. Because regardless of if it's right or wrong, I personally think the people are right on this one. I'm obviously part of that 66%. But regardless if they're right or wrong, this is going to have an effect on what happens in the election. So how will this affect the ballot? I want to talk about this. Bill Maher brought up fundraising, which is huge. It's not everything. Money's not everything, but it's huge. They will definitely be using this money mostly in October, November, as they should, to really get the word out. Not about, people know who Trump and Biden are, but to get the word out specifically on turnout. And I think Trump and Republicans are going to make a pivot on this, because for a long time, Republicans were saying, ballot harvesting is evil. But the reality is we're stuck with it. It's here. So I hope and pray that the Trump campaign is going to use this money to galvanize small cadres of people in those swing districts, especially in Pennsylvania, Arizona, to make sure that not only are the elections fair, but that there's fantastic turnout. If they have to do ballot harvesting, they can do it. It's legal. The Democrats are going to do it. They have to do it. I hope they'll use this money to do that. So that's one side of it. But the other thing I have to say about the chances of Trump winning is in connection with what Andrew Cuomo said. And it's this. People being polled is one thing. Despite Biden being an absolutely horrible president, I think that people are still just a little more comfortable with telling people that they're going to vote for Biden, or maybe not that they're going to vote for Biden, but they're strongly considering voting for Biden over Trump. Again, it's crazy to me. I feel a lot more comfortable saying I'm voting for Trump. I think if I had to look someone in the eyes and say I'm voting for Biden, I think it would be like the most humiliating thing in the world, because he's just been so gosh darn awful for everybody. But again, I don't think that's where Americans are at. I think they actually feel a little bit more scared because of just how crazy the woke mob has been about openly admitting to pollsters or other people around them that they're going to vote for Trump. So I think when it comes to polls, that's one thing. But I think when you're actually sitting in the booth in secret, or when you are at home doing your mail-in ballot, again, no one's watching you, I think a lot more people are going to fill in Trump. And the reason why is because of that 66% number. Even the people in New York. No, I'm not saying New York's going to go towards Trump. That would be dishonest of me. I just don't think that's going to happen. I hope it happens, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I think in these swing districts, I think a lot more people, when it really comes to it, they're going to, I think when you go to vote, there's a little bit of that filter that kind of goes away, and you think to yourself, yeah, do I really care that Trump was convicted of something that happened 8 years ago? And it was obviously politically motivated. Like that's what 66% of people are saying. And then they think to themselves, is my life better now than it was 4 years ago? Or was that 4 years under Trump a little better? And they think to themselves, yeah, it was way better. It just was. There's no question. There's no debate there. It was better. And I think when it comes down to it, we're going to see a significant swing towards Trump, especially in those swing states. Because of that, you're going to see black men, Latino men especially, really voting in way bigger numbers than we've ever seen for Donald Trump. Men in general are going to carry Trump. I hope women will vote for Trump too, but with the recent polling, I'm not sure. So again, you may not be saying anything to a pollster, but again, it's a binary choice. You're going to sit there and you're going to think, am I voting for Trump or RFK? And I put them together because a vote for RFK is a vote for Trump. Or perhaps is it with Biden? And if it's with Biden, there will be people who make that decision, but I think that in a binary choice, much more people are going to end up voting for Trump when they really think about what their life has been for the last 4 years, and when they consider, again, with that poll, that most of them believe that the justice system has been weaponized against Donald Trump. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please go down below, comment, like, and subscribe, and watch another video.